Hi! Omega Chaos again, with another online tech profile, and this time I am finally showing my Stardust Chaos Synchro deck. Of course, a synchro based deck focused around summoning out the Stardust Dragon and all its different forms from the anime and manga. So this deck uses many different engines. For example, of course, a Synchron engine with the Chunk Synchron and Doppel Warrior, and of course Jet Synchron as well, and the Light One engine, and the mini Chaos Dragons and all that, and the small plant engine as well. So yeah, so let's go this deck. First, of course, Chunk Synchron, one of the key cards in the deck to make your Axel Synchro plays. Then, of course, Jet Synchron, pretty much search for a Chunk Synchron if you synchro summon with this card. And it can also revive itself from the graveyard by discarding one card, but then of course this card is banished after it leaves the field. Of course, very essential card for this deck as well. Then of course, free Doppel Warrior to make a combos with Chunk Synchron, a very essential card as well. Then the Plant Engine Glow Bulb, of course, self-reviving level 1 tuner. Spore, also pretty good to make some amazing combos if you have your level 3 plants in the graveyard. Then Lothar Blossom to spell summon your plants from the deck, of course, like your tuners or even Dandelion. Then one Dandelion to get some tokens. Then 2 Photon Thrasher. This is pretty good in this deck. It's a light monster, so good for your mini Chaos Dragons and BLS. You can extend your combos as well, or make level 8 synchros with your Raiden. So yeah, all in all, it's a pretty good card in this deck, and it made the deck a lot better for me. Then one Spell Striker to make your Stardust Zephyr or Shunikosa Dragon. Of course, with your regular Chunk Synchron, Jet Synchron, Doppel Warrior play, or yeah, all that. Of course, you can mill it in this deck when you use Light One, which kinda sucks, but yeah, can't really do much about it. Then you use the Light One engine in this deck. The reason is of course it's Raiden is a level 4 light attribute tuner, and it's also warrior, so search for reinforcement of the army. And of course, Light One engine helps you to get the essential cards to the graveyard. I kinda don't like random milling, but the Light One engine is the best to use in this deck, unfortunately. And then one Lila to get rid of some floodgates or anything like that that shuts you down and all that. The one of course Black Cloud Soldier in at the beginning, of course, because it's a chaos deck pretty much, or at least chaos oriented. Then the mini Chaos Dragon engine, which helps you to make some more combos and all that. So Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and White Dragon Vibrator. So yeah, they can be kinda cloaky if you draw them with no graveyard setup, especially if you draw multiples. But of course, you kind of have to, of course, run them, because they are pretty much the reason why this variant of the deck actually exists. Then spells, free tuning, of course, search out your Chunk Synchron or Jet Synchron. Of course, I don't run Quick Draw Synchron in this variant because it's not necessary at all, and of course I don't really run any the Synchro Warriors in this deck. Then 2 Shore Right Brigade to search out the light ones and also mill some cards again. Then of course 3 Reinforce of the Army to search out your key cards again, like Doppel Warrior and Chunk Synchron. Some say that this card should be limited because of the Terra Knights and Necros, but limiting this card would hurt so many decks, of course, including this deck and many others. So yeah, I will definitely not support limiting this card at all, because you don't want to hurt the lower tier decks because of Saturnites or anything like that, so yeah. Then 1/1, of course. Then Foolish Boreal, of course, this deck is very graveyard oriented. Soul Charge, normally I don't run Soul Charge in any of my decks, but this deck is very combo oriented, so it is pretty good. Then, of course, one Raigeki, and the only traps I run are Free Wall the Creed to shut down mob fans trap cards, because of course this deck is still pretty weak to back row, and you don't want to get stopped in your tracks. The extra space is very tight in this deck, but yeah. So of course, Shooting Stardust Dragon. Of course, I don't think I have to explain it. One of the most powerful synchro monsters, maybe even the most powerful synchro monster still. But it now has some competition, I think. Then Divine Spark Dragon Stardust Cipher, pretty much the manga version of Shooting Stardust Dragon. It's very good actually. Many underrate this card and think Shooting Stardust Dragon is better all the time, but I cannot disagree. Of course, it has the same summoning requirements. Each card you control is not destroyed by battle card effects once per turn, so it protects all your cards, so that's very nice. And once per turn during either player's turn, when the most of opponent's monster effects activate, you can negate the activation and then you can destroy one card on the field. And when it's in the graveyard, you can banish this card to revive a level 8 or lower Stardust monster. So yeah, it's definitely pretty good. Of course, it's not as aggressive, it can't attack twice, but it's definitely a very protective card, and it's not as easy to bait out, because with Quasar you can just activate something to bait it out, and then you can activate something else to get rid of it pretty much. But with this card you have to pretty much, it's a lot harder to get rid of if you don't have something like that bounces or banishes. So yeah, I think it's a very good card, and sometimes even better than Quasar. Then of course Shooting Star Dragon, of course when your Shooting Star Dragon dies, but I'm not sure if I will actually keep it in this deck, because the new Stardust Chaos Synchro Stardust Chronicle Spark Dragon is a lot better than this card, but I kinda don't want to take this card out as well, because it's of course Stardust upgrade, and I kinda want to use all the forms of Stardust Dragon, except of course the ones that are really bad or don't fit in this deck, like Majestic Star Dragon or Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. So Stardust Chronicle Spark Dragon, of course a new Stardust Chaos Synchro. It's very good. It of course requires one tuner Synchro Master and one or more non-tuner Synchro Masters. It has to be Synchro Summon and cannot be summoned by other ways, of course. So you can't revive this card with something like Stardust Flash. Then once per turn during either player's turn you can banish one Synchro Master, and then this card is unaffected by other card effects until the end of this turn. So yeah, you can just make it unaffected by everything, so that's very nice. And when this card is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you can target one of your banished Triangle type Synchro Monsters and then summon it. So yeah, very good card in this deck. Then I run one hot red acknowledgement Abyss. It would kind of seem that it's blasphemy to use Red Dragon in Stardust deck, but it fits in this deck pretty well. There are pretty much two ways of summoning it. One is by using, of course, Red Acknowledgement Scarrite and any level 1 tuner to go into this, or you can use your level 4 tuner and level 5 Synchro Samsara Dragon Rebirth, of course, to go into it. It's a very good card, because it can negate any face-up card during other player's turn. It works like Chaos Mana 6 or Contrast Hero Chaos. So you can negate immune spells or traps, and then they won't resolve. So definitely a very powerful card. Then Stardust Dragon, of course, and Stardust Spark Dragon. The Stardust Dragon from the, of course, anime, and Stardust from the manga. And then Red Dragon Archman Scarlight, the Arc 5 version of Red Dragon Archman. Of course, very powerful, pretty much the best Red Dragon Archman card. That's of course level 8. Then level 5s, of course, the Shows Hyper variant, get a lot of draws. Then Armored Keep Up Boundaries, Isle of Choice Catastor, some sort of Dragon of Rebirth for the Abyss play, and when it's destroyed, power points card effect, or destroyed battle, you can revive any of your monsters from the graveyard. So, but of course, it probably rarely happens, which opponent is probably going to cost it or something. Then Axion Synchron has level 5 Synchro Tuner, and 2 Formula Synchron. Of course, I don't think I have to explain it. Very necessary card for all synchro-based decks. That Axion Synchron. So this was my Stardust Chaos Synchro deck. I really like this deck. It's very nice. It can do some pretty amazing combos. It can be sometimes inconsistent. You can mill really bad with the lights ones. But all in all, it's a really amazing deck, and I suggest you to try it out. It's definitely pretty unique as well. So, I hope you enjoyed this online deck profile. For now, goodbye and Omega Chaos out!